Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Mount of Transformation. We are going to continue looking at the Sermon on the Mount and how this very important message that Jesus gave us is transformational in our renewing of our mind to the ways of God. Today we are going to be looking at Matthew 5 verses 6 and 7. So let's get started. Matthew 5:6 says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." Here we see that Jesus puts before us an idea about having a craving that defies a natural explanation. He says we are blessed if we hunger and thirst for righteousness. Because of our salvation, we know righteousness to mean we are in right standing with God. So when we raised our hand in church and accepted Jesus into our hearts, now we are in right standing with God. This is called credited righteousness. This is a very transactional righteousness. We do something and God gives us his righteousness in return. But Jesus is not talking about that type of righteousness here. He is talking about an implanted righteousness, one that we don't have to do anything for. This righteousness is implanted into our hearts for a desire to know God more. It is an internal righteousness that is born in the heart. It is an unseen righteousness, one that makes us want to do right and be right just because we have a longing in our heart to be closer to God. This righteousness makes us hunger and thirst for God, and God promised to fill it because it is our heart's desire towards him, and our heart will not be satisfied until he fills it. This type of heart attitude sets us up for revival. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Matthew 5:7. It says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy." What Jesus is talking about here is when people are unkind to you, when people have talked behind your back and that has tarnished your reputation, when the friend you have trusted has turned on you, or when the family member has disappointed you for the millionth time and you do not do the same in return to them. You don't talk about them to anyone. You actually let them off the hook. You show mercy to them. This is what Jesus meant by blessed are the merciful. When people can be mean and nasty to you and you don't retaliate back at them, you let it go. This is called aggressive mercy, when you go out of your way, overriding your personal feelings to show mercy. This is what Jesus was talking about here. We use Joseph in the Old Testament as an example. Joseph's brother did awful things to him, and yet when he came face to face with them years later, he went in a room by himself to weep, and he didn't tell anybody of what happened between them. He had already forgiven them in his heart and chose to let them go free from the pain that they caused him. This is why God could use Joseph for greatness, because his mercy towards his brother opened the door for God to pour mercy out on him. But please understand, Jesus is not saying to let people walk on you. He is saying that being merciful is a heart attitude, not to feel like we have to take care of ourselves when people betray us, but to let God take care of your pain and disappointments and let him deal with the people who have hurt you so your heart can stay pure towards him. Well, I hope you're learning a new way of looking at the Sermon on the Mount. Thank you for joining me on part 4 of Mount of Transformation. See you next time.